Hey, what's up and good morning, everybody. This is David Pendleton, and we're going to be talking about the St. Patrick's Day Tournament Pro Division Back 9 Wind. So it's Friday, it's day 2. I kind of stuck with my plan and, played Pro Back 9 on the second day to give myself a little bit of rest. And I shot really well, so hopefully that'll be the same thing moving forward. As you can see here, got both my accounts moving on. One in 9th place right now, the other one in 12th. So we're sitting pretty good, and both these accounts shot a minus 15 on the back 9, and they got there in two different ways. So, on one hole I dropped, a hole in one-on-one account, but not the other. So all in all, the replays that you're going to see here can get you to a minus 16. So there is a minus 16 back 9 replays that I have to show you. First 3 holes went normal, didn't drop any of those. But it really started to pick up steam on hole number 4. But we're going to start off on hole number 1. If you're not a subscriber, please become a subscriber. It would definitely mean a lot to me. And if you would take a moment there just to hit the thumbs up button to like the video, that would be really cool too. All right. Now, hole number 1, I played 10% elevation. Okay, we've been playing that the whole way in the drive, in the tournament. I mean, I don't have the graphic here, but we are getting tailwind. So, we want to make sure that we don't hit the ball too far because this fairway can roll, pretty good on us. Now, shot number 2, ooh, my bad. I forgot that was all on one replay because I forgot to screen record. Okay. Shot number 2 was a little weird. I tried to play my 5% like normal on my first account, and then I missed. I missed to the right-hand side. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing this one at actually no elevation this time, okay? No elevation, and I'm just spinning right into the hole. As you can see here, again, I'm using about 1.5 bars of top spin, putting my ball guide line through the hole. So 0% pull at mid distance. So 0% at mid. Now this is a perfect ball. And of course, I took a little bit off the adjustment, and wouldn't you know, I rolled the cup. So we're very close on this one. We're going to take that one as a fluke. Anytime you roll the cup, it's a little bit difficult to figure out if there's any more adjustment needed, or if we just have to take that one as unlucky. But 0% at mid has us extremely close. If anything, I guess we can move our target just barely inside the right-hand side of the flat stick. So almost dead center, but maybe shade a little bit of the right-hand side, and we'll be good. But either way, very, very close on hole number 1. Hole number 2, I'm not really close on this one. Now, I did have some friends send me a shot that Neo had played. So I gave it a try, but I'm going here with 2.9 back and 1 right. Now, the replays that were sent to me were used with the Titan, but I tried to use a Kingmaker just to reduce the wind. I don't make the shot, but this is played 20% at mid. So 20% at mid with a 1201 pull angle. Important there, I believe. 1201 pull angle, 20% at mid. But as you can see, it is pretty close. And, Old Clash DP is not as good as Master Neo, that's for darn sure. But anytime people send me, a couple looks, if I get 3 or 4 or 5 people that send me, hey, why don't you try this shot? I noticed you didn't play your back 9 yet. This might be a good drop for you to figure out. And I'll definitely give it a try because hole number 2, I am stumped. And I don't ever claim to know it all or have all the answers for every tournament. So sometimes we just depend on each other as a community. But that's that. Okay. Now we're going to go into hole number 3 where we're getting direct tailwind. I decided to pull out a berserker here and just launch the ball. Really 10% at max. But with it being tailwind, like almost dead tailwind, I don't have to pull my rings at all. I just move my target over to compensate a little bit. And you can see here a berserker like powers through. And we really take this one 453 yards. That's too much distance on this hole, and you're going to see why. Because that's going to make me resort to play with the Goliath here. Now, I haven't maxed out Goliath, but even, Goliath 7th and 8, you're going to have a lot of top spin. But this green is just way too glitchy for me to play this rough bump, especially with a Goliath and going full topspin. So ultimately, I'm trying to figure out, okay, what's the best way to approach this? So I'm just going to have to use backspin and bounce towards the pin. But, you know, with the P5 ball and more tailwind, the ball just carries on me. But, you know, obviously easy eagle there. So on this account, I decided to go ahead and just launch a Titan instead of a Berserker. Same thing, I just kind of pick a spot on the fairway, full OP, and we roll through the fairway. And now this time we're only at 400 yards, so 53 less yards on the drive, which is going to allow us to play with the sniper. But the same thing here. This green can be very glitchy, which I was trying to avoid that. And I think that would have been a good shot right there. But, you know, it scared me a little bit because yesterday on Rookie, I lined up the same shot and in tailwind, and my ball went flying into the sand on the backhand part of the green, even though I hit a perfect ball on my rough bump. So I decided to back it up because I needed to get every shot that I could in order to qualify today on Pro. And I'm easily going to qualify now because you'll see we caught some serious fire on the rest of the holes. But I was almost running out of time here. I got my shot off when the shot clock hit 0. I don't ever like stopping the needle when it comes from left to right, but that's what I was forced to do on this shot. But either way, still on the green. Okay, now, hole 4. I knew I had to pick up a drop. And this is another shot that was sent to me. I think Tommy had posted this on his stream, and I got a lot of feedback to try this shot. So that's what I'm doing. But I had to have a drop, so I'm using a Win 5 ball. I know that he used a Kingmaker, so obviously a Power 3 Win 3 ball is good. But if you have a Win 5 Power 3 ball, you're going to be at a really big advantage because it's going to be a lot easier when you only have 3.3 mile per hour wind. But regardless, this shot is really nice. Perfect ball. This thing drops dead center for a hole-in-one. So, you know, again, shout out to Tommy for posting that shot. I don't know if anybody else has it out there, but I would assume lots of people have it out there because both my opponents went with the exact same shot. They didn't make it, though. They missed barely, but 20% at mid was good. Okay, now we go into this hole. Here we pick up another eagle. You know, we're getting tailwind, so at this point we have to go for it. At least I do. I'm going to launch another Berserker here. And you're going to see here I'm going full top, 2 left side spin, extra mile 8, no problem. Can also make it. I know that because my opponent almost hit a hole-in-one on his shot. He actually hit the pin and bounced back. So, and he had an extra mile 8 and a Berserker. So, here you're going to see I am pushing back up to max. And because of my extra mile 9, I barely have to go into overpower. But I'm using half a ball of curl to the left. Obviously, lower level extra miles, you got to go with a little bit more overpower. But you can see here, I have plenty of fairway to work with on my bounce. And I think that's important to note. You know, this one's in the rough, but that's okay. I've got a better replay to show you. But on this particular account here, you know, we are so close to the pin. You know, the biggest thing here is we want the ball to travel as less distance as possible. So I go with the full topspin shot, and I hit perfect, and the ball goes into the hole. But I want you to notice here on the drive, because this is important. I'm not using a lot of overpower, like hardly any. And when I hit the ball, look at where I bounce. I have a ton of room to use more overpower. So had I gone to a little bit more overpower, I could have got a better roll. Okay, that's attempt number 1. So you're going to see here when I flip over to this account, I'm going to do the same shot. I'm going to pull 10%. I'm going to push it back up to max. Now you're going to see here, I'm going with about half a ball of overpower. Again, lower level extra miles, you're going to have to go more overpower. But even with half a ball of overpower, now I use more of the fairway. I still have plenty left, but you see I bounce higher up on the fairway. And I roll through the rough, and I stop onto the green. So this hole gives us a very good opportunity to drop an eagle. Got it on both accounts, which feels really nice. Bring us into hole number 6. Hole number 6, we get really, really good wind. So we're able to go here, right between the skinny part of the fairway. Very easy, 10% at max. You know, don't push your drive. You don't need to get a lot of distance. We need to hit a perfect ball so that we absolutely sure we make it onto the fairway. The nice part is if you hit a great ball on your drive, like I did, and you get stuck in the rough, you are getting tailwind on the second shot. You can't not get to the green with a P3 ball, but it does leave you with a nice easy chip in to save your hole. Now, because we're getting wind from blowing from left to right, I'm not doing this rough bump anymore. As you know, on the front 9, I almost got stuck in the rough. But what I'm going to try to do is try to play this bounce over shot here. And really, I'm just playing mid-distance at 10%, which is 1-to-1. That's kind of how I go about trying to figure out a shot. So 1-to-1 here. But I only got one crack at this hole because, like I said, on my other account, I stuck it in the rough, but I did save it. This is just too hot. Comes in too hot. But, you know, the thing that I don't like about this shot, and I'm probably not going to recommend that you take it unless you're confident in your ability to hit perfect. In order to line this shot up, look how close I had to get to the rough line. Like, that is way too close for comfort for me. My green ring is touching the rough. But I was trying to gamble. I was trying to pick up as many drops as possible because I was worried about qualifying. So that one's not for the faint of heart there. Okay. You got to stick with me on this one. I had to figure this one out on my own today, which is fine because that's what I normally do. It typically makes me a better player. But, man, I took this shot on my first account, and I got to tell you, I missed it by so far to the left-hand side. Like, I don't even understand how that was possible because I played it like I normally have been, I think 10% or whatever. So, yes, you are seeing this correctly. I am playing this 55% at mid-distance of my club. 5.8 miles per hour equals an 8.2 ring pull, okay? This is nuts. So, we're going to use a little bit of backspin, not much. It's about 1 bar of backspin. That's what I was going for. And when I take a look at the replay, it was like 1.1. And my second bounce is like right before the fringe. That's what I'm paying attention to on this hole. Second bounce is before the fringe. And then I'm even offsetting by, let's call that a quarter of a green square to the right of the hole. So that's what I'm looking for with a sniper level 10. Second bounce before the fringe, a little bit of an offset. 55% at mid. Now, I'll be honest with you, I just completely guessed at that number. 60% seemed like it would be too much. Like, I really went and studied my first miss and just tried to calculate, like, how far I missed. And you're going to see this here. 8.2 rings. Perfect ball, thank goodness. And look how crazy this is. I still almost missed that to the left-hand side. Very lucky hole-in-one. I squeak it on the left-hand part of the pin. We are moving our rings to the right, and we still almost miss at a 55% pull. Man, like, I think 60% is too much because even if I go in here, and that's what I was thinking about before I was going to show everybody the replay, like 8.5, I think then we would miss to the right-hand side. Or be really close, maybe rim the cup. But we're somewhere between 55 and 60%. We could even get, like, really technical with it. Sorry, we could play 55%. We could play 55% at 59% of the slider, and then we would be dead center. You see how I come up with that? But, man, I don't know. That's a very, very weird hole, and just do your best with it. I think it'll be really close. Okay. That brings us on to hole number 8. Hole number 8, we pick up another eagle. So like I said, we caught some fire on the back 9 here. I'm not messing around with this rough bump anymore because I kept getting caught in between clubs. In tailwind, I'm just going to launch the ball, man. Like, launch it. Now, only thing I'd be careful is I know a lot of people play with money balls. You don't want to get too much distance on your drive, and you're going to see why here. I have an extra mile 9. I went full top spin, and that was almost a disadvantage to me. So we need to back this off a little bit, and you'll see why here. I did get very lucky, though. I almost get too much distance on my drive, so if anybody's playing with Power 4 or Power 5 balls, you're going to have to be careful, because look at 422 yards. I'm almost caught in between clubs. So there's my wedge, and there's my short iron. I do have just enough room to pull this at 10% at minimum distance. Just enough. Barely able to get there. Perfect ball. It's in the hole. It's a very easy adjustment. And that's another eagle on hole number 8. Brings us into our final hole. 10% at max. This hole is headwind on shot number 2. So we need to go over the rocks. If you have the ability to do so and you're confident in this shot, it makes the eagle very easy. We've already shown you many times how to lay up and then take your big dog or cataclysm at full power over, but then you normally have to chip in to save your eagle. But look, I don't have to go much overpower here at all. And you want to be very careful of your overpower, because you don't want to hit this ball too far and go into the bunker or the rough on the backhand part of this. But here we hit the rocks and we roll out. So we get plenty of rollout even with a great shot to the right. And I play that one 10%, and then I play this one 10% as well. Hey, this is it. This is the final one. I hope you find the video helpful. I hope if you're not a subscriber yet that you become one. I hope you hit the thumbs up button to like the video. And I will see you guys either Saturday or Sunday for the pro final round. 2 accounts in there, so hopefully I should do much better this time. But anyways, here, I don't have to use a ton of overpower because we hit a nice drive. And I was able to hit that drive on both accounts. It was no problem. The other shot, I hit a perfect shot, so the rollout was a lot cleaner. Both shots on shot number 2, I was on the fringe to chip in for the eagle. Best of luck, everybody. Let me know how you do.